Welcome to the Austin LGBT Chamber of Commerce podcast. I'm Tina Cannon, your host and CEO of the Chamber. On today's pod, we're going to talk local business news. Headlines this week include the city is finally rolling out mobility projects approved back in 2016. Austin startup funding is back to normal levels. We'll take a look at what the report shows, and data centers are the boom in Texas. What is that going to mean for our grid? And of course, fun facts with Fiona. We'll be back. Hola, crew. Amy, Colton, Fiona. How is the world treating everyone today?
Hello.
Hello.
It's real wet outside.
Amazing. Good weather for ducks.
For ducks?
That's what we'd say in England. Today is, it's great weather for ducks.
Reason number 732 that we left.
Exactly.
In Newfoundland, they would say, the air's right close.
The air's right close?
The air's right close.
Oh, that makes sense. I dig that. In Ireland, they would just probably say, sup.
Good morning. Good morning.
Looks like this every day.
How you getting on?
Yeah. How you going? I've never understood the Australians say that and the Kiwis say that. How you going?
How you going, mate?
Yeah.
They do say good day.
Do they?
Yeah, 100% they say good day. They do not say top of the morning in Ireland.
No, they do not.
They say, how you getting on?
How you getting on? Yes.
Up early, were ya?
We're just going to bastardize everybody's culture today. Yeah, we're going for it. We're all
I'm not doing any of that. That's Fiona, back me up here.
Well, no, I'm just going to sit here quietly and smile. I'm not getting involved in this one.
Me too.
Although at this point, I would be happy for you guys to reclaim us.
Reclaim. Oh, yes, I know. Would you like us to come back and conquer again?
We take that whole red coat thing back. We take it back.
Oh, doesn't this every 4 to 8 years, depending on who wins the election, you get that classic meme that goes around the socials saying, it used to be Queen Elizabeth, but I'm sure there's stuff out there, isn't it? Prince Charles, come back. But I mean, I don't think England is, the UK isn't that great. But I was texting with my sister late last night and she's like, dead serious. Are you, does this mean you're going to come back? Maybe you should come back to the UK because they're not attacking DEI as much, and maybe you should just work from the outside in.
There you go.
I'm not sure it's going to work like that either.
No. I don't know,
but anyway,
it's definitely a global phenomenon as we see the U.S. elections having an impact in other countries. We saw that last cycle, right, with Macron and the woman who was running against him. Yeah. That was kind of a far right person. We saw it with Boris too.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah. No, there's lots of far right movements politically all over the world. But I haven't finished the conversation with Dad yet. But he's like, okay, I would love to tell you what we think of you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
We're so confused. What's going on?
Let it rip, I say. Let it rip.
But this is a positive pod, isn't it?
I will say there is a bit of good news though that happened this week.
Yeah.
The Statue of Liberty-sized meteor missed the Earth.
How about it? And everyone was like, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah, just like that movie, Don't Look Up, huh?
Yes.
A spoiler on that one. But have you seen that? I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute. We're trying to watch Severance right now.
And?
Are you in the first season?
Yeah, it's like I want to scoop my eyeball out with a spoon.
Just trust me, stick with it.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to this show is weird, but then I would say 65% of the way I was like, okay, things are starting to heat up around here, and you're gonna start seeing the connection. You're like, oh yeah,
it gets really good.
And the cliffhanger for season 1 is one of the best cliffhangers I've seen on TV in years.
I don't have time for 65%. I want the first episode.
Maybe
to
not
be good.
Maybe not 65%. Maybe
No, it was a good 65 because we finished season 1 last night.
Oh, you did?
And
so you saw the cliffhanger.
I was finally interested. I finally actually put my phone down, I think, for the last episode and paid attention instead of playing on the phone whilst watching.
Well, that's your put the phone away. What are you
There's
doing?
There's nothing happening on that screen. It's a bunch of people walking through white hallways.
There isn't. You've got to pay attention. It's wild.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, you're going to miss everything.
It's
also, did you see that activation
West
that
Wing.
they did in New York? Genius
What's
activation. That? They basically put the Severance cast in a glass box at the train station to like they were in character, just living their Severance life.
I wonder how much they got paid for that
did
one.
not like interact with passengers or people in the area inside the train station.
That's
and people were
genius.
just like watching them do their severance thing.
It's
a peculiar show. It's an interesting premise, but yeah, the white walls, it's just, and everybody's walking fast. It's like the homogenized West Wing.
Yeah, no,
Like it's just, that's all they did in West
No,
Wing.
it
Walk
isn't.
through the hallways.
That is so diluted. No, it's no, it's
No, they do put zeros and sixes into little make-believe boxes.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Oh, I love it. We still don't even know what they're doing.
well, if you get really bored, there's a new season of The Bachelor that's just started. So we're on it. That'll
back
cheer
on that
everyone up.
trash TV.
I need it.
I need it
Can't
too.
do it.
I'm a Traders watcher. I can't do Bachelor. It's to me because the Bachelor shows for me still bastardize like marriage, and I just feel like we fought so freaking hard for it that I just can't make a game show out of it. But I'm happy to make a game show out of dating and a bunch of beach bimbos. It's
Eat
fine.
bugs and marry people for money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, special forces. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Denise Richards popped both her boobs on an episode. It's great.
The first
I love
season of
Denise
Special
Richards.
Forces was pretty good. I will
I
say.
just don't know what to say to that.
I was a little disappointed in Carly Lloyd, but
I was too.
But that's tough stuff. It's hard.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. That is faux show.
We do hard things.
Poor Denise. I love you.
Good grief.
So the city is finally rolling out some mobility projects that were approved back in 2016. Honestly, I think I worked for the city back then. It's been so long. The city expects to move forward with about $146 million in construction projects on major vehicle corridors this year. Improvements to Burnett Road, Slaughter Lane are expected to go to bid as the next steps using funding from the 2016 Mobility Bond Package. Other efforts planned to move forward include bike and pedestrian improvements along key corridors like Airport Boulevard, Burnett Road, and North Lamar. A recent meeting of the City Council's Mobility Committee concluded a comprehensive update on the work completed and the next project scheduled to move forward. You can look at the whole list at the austinmonitor.com. Progress.
Only
Finally.
took a decade.
It only took 10 years.
I just want to know, is it going to keep those damn electric scooters out the way?
Yeah.
What? I'm a scooter user. I love a good scooter.
But you're a responsible parker.
I do park responsibly, but I will not say that I always ride responsibly on a scooter. That has happened before.
Especially during South by.
Right.
I will not confirm nor deny any dates of my scootering habits, but I will say it was a little warbly. It was a warbly ride over for disappointment to see the P. Terry's was so ram-packed. I hated it. I was having a temper tantrum on Congress. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm having temper tantrums on South Lamar right now because they've had the barriers up for like the last, 6 months and no work's being done. And so they've got to squish down into a lane. But the drawings and the illustrations are all at the Austin Monitor. You can see what the streetscape will look like, but it is designed to be more pedestrian and multimodal friendly. So dedicated bike lanes, pedestrian refuges. Hard to say.
I hope they're not pedestrian refugees.
We could be tomorrow. I don't know. We haven't seen the executive orders go out for tomorrow, so I don't know.
Lauren Hill, are you out there? Please help us.
Deep reference. I like it.
Deep cut.
Yes, I'm hoping that I'm glad to see they're getting started because I also serve on the new bond advisory task force, which we're going to decide what projects will be in the next bond, which we won't see come to fruition apparently until
in another 10 years.
2036.
What's happening on Slaughter Lane and which side of the highway or
You
both?
can go to austinmonitor.com.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I am curious. Just 'cause-
I drove down there and it appears to all be like right along that stretch near the HEB and all those little shopping centers on the west side of 35.
Oh, like further down Slaughter.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like all right in front of that like intersection by the HEB and like between South Park Meadows.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's do it.
Progress.
Get it done. Hurry up.
Yes,
I want to see orange vests moving.
I do too. I want to see those little minions out there drilling and
Yeah, and not congregating in little pumpkin patches.
What?
That's what we used to, when I worked for Home Depot, when there was like a group of people in aprons, we'd be like, hey, look at this pumpkin patch. Everybody get to work.
Oh my God.
Because I am a true lesbian, I worked at Home Depot 1.5 million years ago.
I know it's a rite of passage.
It is. And I remember it was back when Arthur Blank and Bernie something owned the company. And now they're both cuckoo billionaires who support
Well, Arthur Blank never owned. He was CEO.
pumpkins. Yeah. And so, he was part owner at the
Art
beginning.
and yes, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
they used to come through, because that's how long ago it was. They used to come through the stores. And so, but I remember I asked him one day, he was walking through, I said, how come these signs are always called BFS? Because my manager would say, well, go make a BFS about this whatever hose bib.
Really?
Yeah. And Arthur
you-
goes to me, he goes, yeah, it means big sign.
What?
Well, yeah. We used to have a sign making
Like it was
station.
in
Like
the
back in the
manual.
day,
Yeah.
there was this whole like easel cart with
Yeah,
these
I remember that.
giant, high as a kite Sharpies in this thing.
Yeah.
That, like the tips of these things were 2 inches wide, and there would be a legit payrolled sign maker
Yeah. And they would make big signs.
all day.
I think that sounds fun.
I couldn't believe it was
It's
actually
fun,
in the
right?
manual.
Would love it,
It's like
wouldn't you?
crafting.
It was
Yeah.
a nice touch. Fun fact about Home Depot,
Mm.
when they first opened up box store concept, right? Everything in the overhead was empty.
Fun fact, when I used to do loss prevention for them,
Mhm.
store managers used to tag them as if there were a product in it and count it. So their shrinkage number wouldn't be high.
Oh, that's not okay. But like they would, all the suppliers, they asked for empty packaging. So like paint buckets, boxes.
to look full,
there was
yeah.
no, and it was just to give the appearance that there was all this overstock.
Big warehouse.
Yeah.
We've got it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's cool stuff. I mean, it's kind of genius.
I mean, every small business has
worked.
figured out a way to make it, and then they grow up, and what do you call it? A growing empire?
Oh yeah,
Small business to a growing-
yeah, I don't like to call myself a small business. I'm a growing empire.
See?
Okay.
We've got to get her
Totally.
some
Growing
Just
empires.
plotting world domination over here.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
I like it.
That's why else would I stay in this country?
One giant Sharpie at a time.
It's all right.
We went from road construction to big signs.
World domination. I love this.
It's perfect.
I checked out when I heard Home Depot.
What? You're more of a Lowe's girly anyway.
They have cute blinds at Lowe's.
You
Yeah.
love a tiled floor.
Yeah, better window treatments. Are we stereotyping you as you sit here with a flowered shirt on?
No, because
I don't go to either one of them.
that's a lie. I've been there with you more than once.
Because you were there.
Yeah.
To Lowe's,
You
right?
made him go.
And when we had Pride and Local Music, when it was on the street, we had to go to Home Depot and we had to do a big shop, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To
yeah.
hang our
We got a
BFSs.
pipe.
To hang
Yeah.
our BFSs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bought PVC pipe.
Look at you using acronyms.
Hey.
That's impressive. Oh, mercy. Austin startup funding is back to normal levels. A report over at Austin Inno says that the VC ecosystem seems to appear to have normalized after some of the boom years in 21 and 22. A couple of years of additional data. It looks like the metro startup scene has settled back into relatively stable funding numbers, where we can expect to see about $700 million to $1 billion in deals each quarter. And that is according to PitchBook and the National Venture Capital Association. I feel like I can see what those guys are wearing. In the fourth quarter of 2024, startups in the Austin metro area raised a total of $804 million across only 71 different deals. It's the lowest deal count in the area since pre-COVID days, but it's not far off from what we've seen since venture capital has cooled off. So humdrum as far as like the number of startups, but I will tell you, having chased startup funding over the years, it's nice to get a big check because it really moves your company forward. So glad to see the startup wins happening in the area.
I think you know what they're wearing, Tina, because they're sitting behind you.
I know, right? Their khaki pants and the little poofy
They're all
vest.
over.
Khakis.
Khakis.
Jake from State Farm.
Expired. Expired.
What are you wearing? Khakis.
I mean, the guy sitting in the booth.
Yeah.
Don't turn around. You're so not discreet. Turn back around, please. This is humiliating.
There's a lot of
Get me out of
techies in
here.
this tech startup businesses all over
Yeah.
these shared
was-
workspaces.
I will say the crappy part about VC world, back in 2006, when I was in that space and searching for funding for PetsMD back in the day, it was just under 4% of venture capital funding went to women. And I was at an event the other night, and there was a woman on stage, and she was talking about venture capital market and what it's looking like for women, and it's still at 4%.
Oh, it's about the same for women in sports and scholarship.
Yeah.
Great.
But no, according to the administration, though, we've made it. We're good. We don't need any extra leg up or
equality's
access.
here, y'all.
Yeah, we're good.
This is what it looks like.
We just didn't know equality meant 4%.
Jesus. I am not ready for this conversation. I'm all hopped up on like cold and sinus medication, and there's no telling what'll come out of this mouth.
Well, and like the big startups that are getting all the money, both here in Austin and Silicon Valley, are anything with it ends in .ai, and anything in that kind of open AI, Anthropic space. NVIDIA, the chip maker that's doing all the AI work. I will say though, it's funny that all these big companies came out this last week with pronouncements about they were going to spend, Meta's going to reserve $65 billion that they're going to spend on AI infrastructure, and all these companies, it was like, no, my number's bigger. No, I'm going to spend more. Like they're promising all these things for the market. And then 2 days ago, shocker, a chip manufacturer in China is like, I can do it cheaper by like a tenth.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen that before.
Yeah. Who knew they could do it cheaper in China?
Oh,
Shocker.
man.
So now, of course, everybody's having to adjust. The markets took a little bit of a dip this last week because investors were front loading, thinking, okay, U.S., we're going to own the AI market. We're going to build all this infrastructure. It's going to be great for the economy. All these giant estimates. And then all of a sudden the investors are like, wait a minute, we can do this for like a tenth of the cost? Do you guys even know what you're doing running your companies? Yeah. It's shocker. Yeah, but there are some AI data centers coming into Texas. The only one that's been announced so far is the one in Abilene. And I know there's some people sniffing around the outer skirts of Austin because you can't put a data center in Austin proper. It just doesn't work. And then we'll talk in the next story a little bit about kind of what that means for the impact on our infrastructure, because it takes a great deal of energy to run those centers.
Correct. And I'm holding comment for the next story on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Some of the top deals, and Austin Inno has a full list, but some of the top deals: Firefly Aerospace got $175 million in venture capital. Halcyon, another tech giant, got $115. Ladder $105. Parachute $93, and Digital Robotics $43 million. I will say, those are big numbers coming out of Austin, because we don't put big money in VCs in Austin. Most of the time, you'll get a little bit of kind of a super angel or early startup first round, and then you got to go to West Coast to chase the rest. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of hungry, big Series A investors here.
Mm-hmm. But we had a boom, didn't we, a few years ago? And now so what's happened now is just maturity, like maturing out. Yeah, businesses, because it couldn't sustain at that level that they were investing. Well, and
most of the investors here they're not as mavericky as like the big Sequoia investors types out on the West Coast. They're a little bit more. I remember when I was pitching them, I walked into Austin Ventures office, and it looked like the sky does out here today. It looked like Severance. It was all white. It was like God's waiting room.
Great.
And it was exactly the guys that are sitting behind me, the same looking guys. And I started my pitch around PetsMD, and after I got done, they asked me if I had any funders from the West Coast, because they were too chicken to do their own due diligence or to have independent thought. So they were happy to be a tack-on investment if somebody else had already done all the homework for them.
Yeah,
these were the guys in college, like in your group class, on your group project that never did shit. And waited for somebody else to do it.
I love a sheep. I love sheeple.
Yeah, lots of sheep.
What was your response?
I can't remember. I've had a few drinks since then. I don't know. But good to see investment money flowing again. So data centers are big-time business in Texas. What does that mean for the grid? Energy demand surges largely due to the crypto mining facilities and data centers and industrial electrification. Texas officials are looking at how to increase supply and shore up the grid. Ha ha ha. The rise of artificial intelligence and digitalization of the economy and everyday life's growing computing needs have turbocharged the expansion of data centers, driving the surge in electrical demand across Texas. They're looking at predictions of doubling in the next, it's 2030 sounds like so far away, but it's
not
right around the corner. Due to all of the big data center and crypto mining facilities, hydro production plants, and gas companies. I mean, just the joint venture between OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle are looking at investing $500 billion in AI infrastructure. Again, we mentioned earlier that Texas is already looking at Abilene as a project for Oracle that's partnering actually with the U.S. government on a data center out in Abilene. I'd be curious to see like what kind of talent they're going to get to work in these data centers in Abilene.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be inclusive and have good recruitment and retention practices for all of their employees in Texas.
Have you been to Abilene? No.
I know this is
Yeah, I
probably
have
like
some family
this
there.
is like a job fair,
Like the
cattle call, right? Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be kids straight out of college,
Right out of right out of high school.
Like, have you ever heard of Abilene?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And they're gonna be like,
Yeah. You can work at the Buffalo Wild Wings or you can work in AI.
does it have cell service? I think that would be the first question.
I mean, they barely have hotel infrastructure in Abilene.
Yeah.
As long as there's a Chili's.
There's a Buffalo. There's a Buffalo Wild. I don't even know if there is a Chili's out there. But
And Abilene?
I don't think there is.
100% there is.
I've been out there 500,000 times.
Come on.
I haven't been in
If
like
there's a
5 years.
B-dubs, then there's a Chili's.
There's a B-dub. There might be. Maybe there's one along the highway. But either way, like, what kind of talent are you going to have working in your $500 million AI plant? And then on top of that, you got to be able to move electricity into that area to be able
Like
to support
a lot of electricity.
a lot.
Yeah. Colton and I were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you ask ChatGPT a question, like what
I thought he
happens?
said when you ask chat.
Well,
Oh,
we're not doing that at the
ask
office.
chaps? No.
Excuse me? I'm not ready for that either.
As you all know, ChatGPT is becoming a really good friend of mine. I've named them Geppetto. They use they them pronouns. But no, Colton and I were like nerding out on the fact that ChatGPT and AI is using so much energy that we're not aware of.
It takes like 10 times the energy to do a basic search.
It's dreadful for the environment.
Yes. Plus, Central Texas in general, and Central Texas especially, has a crisis of water, right? And it does take water to manufacture all these chips.
Yeah.
It does take energy to then put all toward that. So, like, I appreciate they're picking Texas because it's good for jobs, good for the economy. Do we have infrastructure? I don't know. And I think that's going to be the bleeding question. Are these, I mean, we've, I was just in a session the other day with listening to, who was I listening to? I think it was Doggett the other day. He was talking about our water pipes and our infrastructure being completely dilapidated. Were you with me on that one?
No, but you came back to the office to talk about it because you were meant to be talking about something else and the meeting went down a rabbit hole talking about water.
Yeah, because our infrastructure is just absolutely, pardon the pun, right, underwater.
Wow. Next act.
Miss Fiona, what do you got for us
Yay.
with
Okay.
some fun facts?
Well, I feel like it's been a really fun week. So this fun fact is, do you love pizza? Because you can thank an LGBTQ plus icon for pizza. The first recorded use of the word pizza in English came from a lesbian poet, and her name is Fanny Kemble. And this was in 1845, and she was British.
That's
How
a
did
terrible name.
How did a British chick, A, become named Fanny, and then B, have anything associated to do with an Italian food?
I don't know. That's as far as I got.
That's interesting.
But it's true.
Maybe she just coined the term pizza.
And then I didn't. So if you find Fanny Kemble, she was a British actress and playwright. And she was born 1809 and she died in 1893. And she was a British actress from a theatre family.
Fanny.
So there you go. We don't use the word Fanny in
Help the
England.
listener understand the origin and use
Oh
of the
my
word
gosh.
Fanny.
Okay, so I'll say this and keep it PG. So in England, the word fanny is used for the female genitals,
bum.
genitalia.
The front bum.
And so you don't say fanny pack ever, like
Bum bag.
but it's a bum bag, exactly. And my nephew Oscar is adorable. He's about 14 years old, and if you said fanny pack to him, he would like spit out his Coca-Cola.
I don't know. It just sounds like a gaggle of lesbians to me.
Don't say that.
Right? A fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
It's like when 7 of them were coming at you in the aisle in Home Depot.
Fanny pack.
Hey, next time we do the podcast for Austin Pride, instead of Dykes on Bikes, we'll be like, and here comes the fanny pack. I like it. I want to get a leather jacket made. Why not?
The fanny packs are back.
Oh, hell.
Well, thank you for that lovely
You're very
fun
welcome.
fact.
You're welcome.
So did you know that our chamber has roughly 470-ish members, give or take the day of the week? That includes everybody from the big corporate giants here in town, all the way down to, as we call them, Mom and Pop and Pops. Let's welcome some new members. What do you got for us, Ames?
We have Double Scorpio LLC.
Yay.
Colton, do you care to expand?
Yeah. VHS Cleaner. You can find them at Oil Can Harry's and several places around town, but it is a local Austin brand.
Did you say a VHS cleaner?
Yeah, we're going to leave it at that.
Don't
And
ask questions.
also, we have welcome to the Chamber One Line Wellness Chiropractic and Resilient Strategies with your new friend,
I love it.
Rabbi Egger.
Welcome. I mean, she was Johnny on the spot.
I know. Okay, so Resilient Strategies, legit, was like a 30-second join right before our podcast
Highly
started.
resilient.
Yeah, very resilient. Resilient with a Z, a Z.
She recognized an opportunity and she jumped right on it.
Yep.
That is good. She's an executive coach.
She's a doer.
yeah.
She's a doer.
I love that. And for a full list of our members, of course, you can check our member directory for all of your needs at the Austin LGBT Chamber.com. Colton, what do you got for new events, excitement things, adorableness?
Register now for our February 5th luncheon at County Line on the Lake.
Woohoo!
I always get them confused. County Line on the Lake. Deirdre and Jackie with IGC will be speaking on Texas legislature and nonpartisan civic engagement. Like I said, registration is open. That event is filling up really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue. Oh, and important note, it is slightly more expensive to register for this one because we all know that barbecue is expensive.
Right.
But it's really good.
And there are options for people that don't eat meat, aren't there?
That is true.
Good
There are.
options. Yeah.
There are. And it's still barbecue.
But we need you to register and let us know in advance so that the kitchen can be ready for you as well.
Yes, please.
Yes. You can also join us on February 19th. We are partnering with NGLCC on a virtual event celebrating and honoring Black History Month.
Nice.
You can also join us on February 20th for our monthly chamber happy hour at El Rival.
Woo!
I'm excited for that one and excited to celebrate their community impact grant.
I love a good traditional seltzer water. Like the little seltzer canisters they've got behind the bar when they make their cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
That's you. You drink seltzer?
Yeah.
What?
The carbonation station.
Love
it.
Carbonation station.
You know, I like
I
bubbles.
don't remember that from I'm Just a Bill.
I'm just a bill.
Oh, I love that little cartoon
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He looks so sad sitting on the steps.
Well, he
though.
was real sad
Maybe we have a
because he
screening
gets
of
thrown
that.
around a lot.
Yeah, he's getting thrown around a lot today.
Let's have a screening
It's an
of
old
that
American cartoon.
Okay, thanks.
About how a bill is passed, and it's this little rolled up cartoon.
Schoolhouse
bill.
Rock, right?
Okay.
He's got a little ribbon on him and his little legs, and he's going through the process.
Just a Bill
Yes.
here on Capitol Hill. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Very, very cute.
For our international audience, you're
Yes.
welcome.
You can also register to join us February 22nd in Lockhart. We are returning to Lockhart as part of our Small Town Big Pride program.
Yay!
Yay.
We're still ironing out the schedule and a couple more details, but we'll
Yes.
have a map and a list of members very, very soon. If you know of any Lockhart businesses that you think would be a good fit for this program, please send them our way. And let's show up and support Lockhart's LGBTQ owned and allied businesses.
Yes.
and you can pay $10 and get on a bus downtown Austin on 4th Street.
We will bring you back.
Yeah. And there will be beverages
on
of
the
all
Lockhart
types.
Art Bus. So it's like Lockhart all around with Chad Ray as our driver and host on the way down there. If you did not join us last time, holy cow, you have a lot of work to do.
Get your fanny packs.
Like, get your fanny pack together and wear some comfortable shoes because you got a lot of spots to hit when we hit Lockhart.
It was fun. It was like a sprint. So, like, no joke. Definitely wear something super comfy. Don't just get there and, like, pour yourself into the first bar you see.
No.
Get your running shoes on. Go spend some money. Hit all the little stores. We'll have a great little map for you to go and explore. It's such a cute little square.
It's
and then there'll be plenty of time for us all to congregate and have some fellowship with a seltzer or something better.
And with Mayor Lou.
Mayor Lou loves us.
Mayor Lou White
does love us, and he loves the contribution the queer economy makes on Texas. So, we just knocked his socks off with those stats.
I mentioned Lockhart to somebody the other day. They're fairly new to Austin. They've only been here a couple of years, but even they knew about the lesbian mafia.
Of Lockhart?
Of Lockhart.
I know.
Yeah.
It is powered by lesbians.
I love it.
We're there.
Yeah.
You may not see us, but we're always watching.
That's what it feels like going to most small Texas towns.
It's hard though. Is it farm or family? Because you can't tell. Is it just a farm chick? Or like if you can light a match off her face, farm chick.
Right?
Too leathered.
Hang on just a second. I think that you need to modernize your view of rural folk because I know many a gay cowboy in Lockhart as well, and they are fabulously groomed and are farmers.
I'm not surprised they're fabulously groomed.
And the bisexuals are somewhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Isn't that like all of Gen Z? I'm sorry.
Pretty much, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Don't forget to check out our member events too. There are tons of exciting member events coming up, including Co-op's 30th birthday bash. So congrats to our friends at Co-op. Queer cinema screenings, the future of I-35, and more. As always, you can find out more information about all of these events at austinlgbtchamber.com.
Never a shortage of things to do to get involved. And right now, people are lamenting and boo-hooing. Get involved. Yeah. Get off the couch, turn off the TV, go do things.
Be with the community.
Yeah. Because the community needs that fellowship right now. So definitely.
Correct.
For sure. Well, as always, thank you for joining us. If you want to learn more about becoming a chamber member or more events, visit us at austinlgbtchamber.com. If you want to be a guest or a sponsor, email us at info@austinlgbtchamber.com. Listen to our show every Friday wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to follow us. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.